السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. ربنا زدنا علما، اللهم فقهنا في الدين، اللهم إني أسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا آمين يا رب العالمين. So here we are with our session number 27 for basic Nahw and Sarf, in which we are going to learn a new fragment called إضافة. We have previously covered 4 fragments so far, and those 4 fragments included jar wal majroor, harf murakkab atf, harf nasb and its ism, and then we learned a fragment with 2 isms that had 4 matching properties and was called mawsuf wa sifa. How many of you remember mawsuf wa sifa? The fragment that we covered in our last session was Mawsuf Wasifa. Everyone remembers it? Very well done. So I'm just going to start with a quick recap from the last session, and then we will start Idafa, inshallah. So I will show you here An-Nar Allati. Can you give me the connection between An-Nar and Allati? Are these the 2 isms that can be said to match in all 4 properties? What do you think? Let's start. An-Nar. Both are starting with Al and both are proper, right? Do you all agree? Because there is an Al, they are both Marifa or they are both proper. They are both feminine. If I ask you what type of feminine Annar is, can you give me the type of feminine? It is a herd feminine. It is a herd feminine. Very well done. Allati is a type of a word that is feminine, and because it has something in there inbuilt that can help us determine that this is a feminine, like a ta. I remember telling you all those, all the feminine words, most of the, if not all most of the feminine Arabic words have affinity for a letter. They have an affinity for a letter, and that letter is letter ta, right? Letter ta. So allati has that ta in there that can make you guess that this is a feminine word, right? Its male counterpart is alladhi, right? So allati is going to be a feminine word, and you can find a ta there that can be a giveaway for a feminine word, right? So both are feminine, both are proper. If allati is a type of a word which, by looking at it, you cannot guess its status, but if I say that, annar is nasbin status because it has a fatha at the end, can this work for allati as well? Can we say that, it is also nasbin status, right? Though it is not showing the status in a conventional manner by the presence of a fatha, but we can still figure it out that, it can be, yeah, it is a follower. Yeah, absolutely. If you are making it mawsuf or sifa, it's going to be a follower of annar, and it has to match annar in status very well. Use of the word follower here, and I'm very, very, very proud of you how you are grasping the concepts that are the foundation, and they are the building blocks of Arabic grammar, alhamdulillah. So now you know that these both words are proper, and Huma is saying that they are both definite, they are both feminine, proper and definite the same. Marifa, very well done, that they are both marifa, not marfu, ma'arifa. They are both feminine, both proper, both Nasbin status, and they are both singular as well. I remember telling you to memorize the proper, the tables of Ism Mawsul. Remember? Allati, 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 allatani, allataini, allataini, allai, allai, allai. Right? That is how we learned allati as. If when you were being taught proper and common isms, and one of the 7 reasons for your ism to be proper. If it is ism mausul, it is going to be proper. And allati is one of those connecting nouns called ism mausul in Arabic. And, it is singular and in number. And when you look at annar, it is also singular in number. So they are all matching in all four properties, and they are making mawsuf wa sifa, right? Then fear the fire whose fuel is people and stones. Make sense? وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةُ. Right? It doesn't make complete sense that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is describing an-nar with allati, and with allati comes it's something that is always attached to allati, and this is how everything is connected. And first of all, you need to know first of all you need to know how you are going to connect two isms with all four matching properties. So I hope this exercise helped you determine how, if an ism is proper, if an ism is proper, there can be a connecting noun coming up as its sifa, which in this case is allati. One more example, and then we are all set to do idafa, inshallah. Here I have, so it's my time when I really, really think that I should have memorized Quran, at least, if not the entire Quran, something from Quran. So who remembers which surah number is Suratul A'la? Anyone remembers it? Here it is. I found it. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Now, if I have Barakallah Viki, very well done. If I show you something here, Rabbika. Rabbika is this word, if you take it together, which means your Lord, can it be connected to Al-A'la? Can you connect it to that? How do you connect it to Qiyya? How will you be able to connect Rabb with Al-A'la? What is the connection? Very well done. Al-A'la is the sifa for your Rabb, right? Is a sifa for your Rabb, right? Rabbika was is Rabbi proper? Is it proper? Because it's after of is proper, because it's after of was a pronoun, and pronouns are after always proper. Therefore Rabb also is proper. Rabbika, Lord of yours, Al-Ala, the high, most high. And these two words are Rabb and Al-Ala are matching in all four properties. Now if I show you this word, Alladhi khalaqa, the one who created, can you connect this Alladhi with Rab as well? Can you make it another sifa? Very well done. Very well done. Now let's see if it is matching in all four properties with Rab. Are they both singular? Yes. Allazi, you remember the table? Allazi, 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 allazani, allazaini, allazaini, allazina, allazina, allazina. Right? Every word, every ism, put it in 9 boxes. The Muslim table, the 9 boxes of Muslim table. Allazi is definite, and your Rabb is definite as well. Right? They are both proper. They are both masculine in gender, as Iram has typed. They are both singular. They are both proper. Now, if jar works for me because my Rabb was jar, should I say that Allazi is also jar? Yes, right? So this is how you are going to connect something that is proper, and you can always have a connecting noun. You can sometimes you will see a connecting noun connecting a properism to whatever has been mentioned after. Okay, so see how Allazi connected khalaqa to Rabb. Your Rabb, the one who created, right? That is why these isms are called Asmaul Mausula, from wasal. Waw Sod Lam, wasal. And wasal means to join. What is the meaning of wasal? To join. Yes, so the sifa can follow the previous ayah too. Absolutely. In Quran, one ayah does not mean one sentence, right? It just is one it is one ayah, but it does not, one ayah does not, is not equal to one sentence. Remember, the first four ayahs of Suratul Fatiha made one sentence. Remember, we did it, right? So right, I hope everyone got it, right? And now just before I am going to continue, I'm going to bring to you the last example, and that will be it. So I have here al-mu'minuna qad aflaha al-mu'minun, certainly will the believers have succeeded, allazina hum fi salatihim khashi'un. Can you connect al-mu'minuna with al-lazina? Yes. Are they matching in all four properties? And tell me how. How are they connected? They are both proper because al-mu'minuna has an al, and al-lazina is a mawsul, and it is proper, and it has an inbuilt al that can never be separated from it. Then they are both masculine, they are both plural, they are both plural, they are both masculine, both plural, they are both proper. And the last thing is al-mu'minuna. What is the status of al-mu'minuna? It is rough in status. And if it is rough in status, can I make al-lazina rough as well? Can I say al-lazina is, I'm going to also make al-lazina rough as well. And that is how I'm going to connect al-mu'minuna with al-lazina. So the believers have succeeded, the ones who are in their salah very, very humble, who are humbly submissive during their prayers. And then can you connect this al-lazina with this al-lazina? Is there any way? Tehsina is saying yes, and Seema is also agreeing with her. So how will you connect, Musarat? Can you give me the answer? Yes, you are going to connect them through wow. Very well done. So if this is rough, what will be the status of this al-lazina? If you're connecting it through the at fragment, it is also going to be rough. And can you connect this al-lazina in verse number 4 with the whatever has been mentioned before? Absolutely, you can connect it, and you can connect it through murakkab atf, and this is also going to be rough in status. And so is this al-lazina connected with whatever has been mentioned before through murakkab atf. Is this clear to all of you? I hope this practice is going to help you, and it's inshallah going to come a long way. So I'm going to add this slide, inshallah, for all of you, inshallah. So you can all have an understanding how sometimes if there is a proper ism, you can have this connecting noun allazina that can connect whatever has been mentioned after to whatever has been mentioned before. So these believers are those who are humbly submissive during their prayers, and those who avoid ill speech, they don't trash talk. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ لِلزَّكَاةِ فَاعِلُونَ, and those who give zakah, and those who protect or who guard their chastity, and who are very chaste, or who guard their private parts. Okay, I hope this practice makes it easy for you to connect whatever you have been learning so far through all these fragments and the knowledge of an ism. Alhamdulillah. Right? Alhamdulillah. So now let's embark on a journey of learning Idafa. Okay? So, inshallah, in Idafa, you will find a very, very close, tight relationship. And I don't think, when it comes to human relationships, there's any relationship that is above the relationship between a mother and her child. So that is why you are seeing uh, two mothers on this slide, and it will remind you all about your mothers, and make dua for them. Rabbir hamhuma kama rabbayani saghira. And let's start learning about what idafa fragment is, inshallah. Okay, so in idafa, what do you have is that it is a fragment which is a relationship between two isms, right? It is a fragment which shows our relationship between two isms with nothing in between in 99.99% of times. Is this clear to all of you? So at this stage, if I ask you what is idafa, it is a fragment which shows a relationship between two isms with nothing in between. Okay? The first ism in this fragment, the first ism in this fragment has to be light. What does how do you make a word light? No noon, Tahmina. Very, very well done. If you remember, light and heavy, it is not a property of an ism. By default, word should be heavy. Word is made light by removing noon, right? This noon This noon can be present in a tanween where it is it is going to be read but not written, right? It can be hidden in the tanween, like in word muslimun. The word is actually, if I write it like this, muslimun, this is how you are going to pronounce it, just the same as you are going to read a muslimun with a tanween, isn't it? This muslimun and this muslimun, are they going to be read the same? But the Muslimun with the tanween is hiding a noon, right? Here, the noon is hidden. Just think of it as wearing black glasses, as Sister Faiza has prepared it for her students for her junior class. So, in case of Musliman, you will read in tanween the noon, but in actuality, the noon is not written. It is again hidden, and it is the same as as it is written here, Musliman. In case of Muslimin, the same principle applies. You have a noon, but you cannot see it, but you always read it. But if you have to make all these words, Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin, light, what do? You are going to remove tanween, right? They are going to be written with a single haraka, Muslimu, Muslima, Muslimi. Is this clear to all of you? In those words that are dual and are plural, job is easy. In case of a dual, super easy, because the duals are going to end with noon kasra. So you are just going to remove the noon and make your word light. In case of a plural, which are sound masculine plural, in case of a sound masculine plural, what do? I again remove the noon, which carries a fatha, and I can make it light. I hope this is clear to all of you. If it is, type 1. So in Idafa, the first condition that we are learning together through this session is the first word has to be light, and this is a quick review of how you are going to make your word light. If your word is a broken plural, it can end with tanween, right? It's going to end with a tanween just like a singular word, and the broken plural can be made light by removing the tanween. If your word is a feminine, is a feminine is a feminine plural, feminine sound plural like muslimatun, muslimatin, muslimatin. How will I make it light, my dear students? Since these words are ending with tanween, what should I do now? I'm going to remove the tanween. I'm going to remove the tanween. I'm going to write them with one haraka, muslimatu, muslimati, muslimati. Everyone got it? Alhamdulillah. So there is going to be removal of the tanween, which is actually a noon, which is not written but is always read. Okay. So this is how it's going to look when your Muslimatun table is going to be light. This is how your Muslim table is going to look when it is going to be light. There is going to be no noon sound at the end. Okay. Unless your word last letter is a noon, a root letter is a noon, but you will, there is no tanween. You will remove the tanween in mufradisms. You are going to remove the noon in the duals and the plurals. Okay. So now let's come back to the next condition. So the first condition has to be for an SMS that it has to be light. The second condition for the first ism is It cannot have al. Okay, so what is the second condition for first ism? Can it have al? No, it cannot have al. And in Quran, in there is only one word where your mudaf is going to have an al, and that is an exception. Okay, so for now, the only thing that you need to know is the first ism has to be light without al. The condition for the second ism, which makes that second part of an idafa, is that it has to be jarin status. Has to be jarin status. Okay, what is the status of the second ism in idafa fragment? Who can tell me? It is always jarin status. That is the only condition. The only condition for the second ism is it has to be jarin status. Always jar. This construction, idafa, generally but not always indicates a possession or a belonging. Okay, a possession or a belonging. Is this clear to all of you? That there is going to be generally a meaning of a possession or a belonging. My book, Lord of the Worlds, Master of the Day of the Judgment, right? There is a possession, right? Always indicating not always, but generally you're finding a meaning of a possession or connotation of a possession or a belonging, right? Not always. Always is not going to be used here, okay? Inshallah. So the first ism, which is light without any lam, which is the lam is the name for the lam is lamu ta'rif, is called mudaf. The name for the first ism is mudaf. Can everyone type word mudaf? And you can type in English. That is fine. Okay. The first ism of idafa fragment is called mudaf. The second ism, which has to be jaran status, is called mudafun ilayhi, right? Mudaf ilayhi or mudafun ilayhi. Is this clear to all of you? The name for the first ism, which has to be light without any alif lam, is mudaf. The name for the second ism, which has to be the only condition for which is that it has to be jaran status, is mudaf ilayhi. Now, the first ism, which is present before of, again, it's the same thing that we have learned. This is your mudaf, your first ism is present before of. This of, let me highlight it so that you know. So the first ism, which is present before of, is again going to be mudaf, and the second ism that comes after of is going to be mudafun ilayhi, and this only happens when your idafa shows possession or belonging. Okay, is this clear? And most of the time your idafa is going to show the possession, but there are very many cases where it may not show the possession. Yes, mudaf can be of any of the three statuses. Mudaf can be of any status. The condition for mudaf is only that it has to be light with no al, and the second ism, which is mudaf ilayhi, the only condition for that is it has to be jaran status. I hope I made myself clear here, right? So if you need to know the address of idafa, let me give you that. Okay, the address of idafa is the first word has to be light without al, light without al, and the second word has to be majroor, okay, or jar in status. Mudaf ilayhi can be with al, can be with tanween, can be proper, common, but the only condition for it is that its status has to be jar. The only condition for the second ism is it must be jar in status. It can be with al, without al, can be heavy, can be light, does not matter. It can be with tanween, it can be without tanween. it is only for the first ism that it has to be light without al. Okay, so this is going to be the address for your idafa. If you are looking for your idafa in your musaf, let me give you the address one more time. First word light without al, light without al, and second ism with jar and should be jar in status, and that's going to be the home of your idafa. Okay, so let's see few examples here. So I have this word here, Ibadur Rahmani. Do you think it can be idafa? What do you think? Can there be an idafa between ibad and ar-Rahman? Absolutely, yes. Now, very good. Yeah, there can be an idafa. So let's see if the conditions are met. The first ism, put it to test. Put it to test. Is it light? Is it light? Yes, it is. Does it have al? There is no al, light. Second ism, is it jar in status? Is it jar in status? Absolutely. It is jar in status, ar-Rahmani, right? It is jar in status, right? So this is an idafa fragment. Ibad, which is your before of, ibad, which is your before of, is going to be called mudaf. And ar-Rahmani, which is your after of ism, is going to be called mudafun ilayhi or mudaf ilayhi. Okay, whichever way you prefer, that's going to be fine. Another example you have been doing, Rabbil Alamina. Can this be idafa? Let's see. Let's look at the address one more time before you answer. Okay, is the first word light? Rabbi light? Right? It is light, right? It is light. Is there any al? Whether the first word has al, Rabbi has no al. So it can very well be mudaf. The second word, al-alamina. Al-alamina. What is the status of the second word? It is jar in status. So here we know that though al-alamina can be nasb or jar, but here now from this point onwards, I would want you to know that how when you find your second word as an after of, you are going to be calling that al-alamina as your jar word only. Okay, it's going to be only going to be now from this day onwards. You clearly know that this is mudafun ilayhi. If the word is a mudaf ilayhi, it is always jar in status. So your before of can be of any status. Rab can be Rabbu, can be Rabbi, Rabba, right? Ya Rabbal Alameen can be anything. But the second word has to be jar in status. And this is one of the four reasons why a word has to be jar. One of the three reasons for a word to be jar in status, not four. The one of the three reasons for a word to be jar. What were the three reasons for a word to be jar in status? Can you remind me? If it is a follower, yes. If it is an after of, yes. If it is affected by harf jar, very well done. The three reasons for a word to be jar in status are: if it is a after of word, it is going to be jar in status. If it is a follower of a jar word, it is going to be jar. If it is mudaf ilayhi or after of, it is jar. Preposition affecting it jar, and follower is going to make it jar. Very well done, Sister Bushra. Beautiful job. So if it is follower of a jar word, if it is an after of word, it is going to be jar. If it is affected by harf jar, right? So follower, harf jar, after of. I hope everyone has gotten it, has understood it by now. Okay? Alhamdulillah. Now let's attempt Maliki Yomiddin. Maliki Yomiddin. Do you think there can be any idafa here? Yes, the first word, focus on the first word. And remember the address of Idafa. It is light. Does it have al? Does Malik have al? No al, light. No al, light. Followed by a word which is jar. This seems to be an address of an Idafa. This looks like an Idafa house, right? So let's go. So Malik is going to be my mudaf, right? And Yomi is going to be my mudaf ilayhi, right? Now, when I look at Yomi, is it again light with no alif lam? Yes or no? Yes, it is again light with no alif lam followed by a word which is jar in status. Can I say that there are two idafas here? Maliki Yomi, idafa 1, Yomi Deen, idafa number 2, right? So, Yom is not just a mudaf ilayhi, it is mudaf for a deen as well, right? Yomi is not just only mudaf ilayhi, it is mudaf for a deen as well. How many of you are with me? Other than Sister Bushra, Iram, Huma, Sajida, Salma, I want to see more answers, right? Alhamdulillah. Is this easy so far? Right? Always remember, if you have forgotten light and heavy, you need to review this, and this is going to be in your slides when you are learning your idafa, inshallah. So you will always take help from these slides that I have posted, and that are a part of your slides that you will be getting at the end of the session, inshallah. And this is inshallah going to make things easy for you. Okay, how you're going to make anything light? You just remove the noon, and the tanween always has a noon that is read but not written, and it is hidden. And always make sure, yes, there are two mudafs in Maliki Yawmiddin. Okay, so word yom is not only mudaf ilayhi for Malik, it is mudaf for a word which is coming after it, which was ad-din. Okay, is this clear, Sister Anas? Alhamdulillah, Ameen Vayaki. Okay, now what happens? Remember, the 99.99% of cases, this figure is very important. Okay, this figure is very important for you guys at this stage. How can you think? Do you think Ibadur Rahman, the slaves of Allah or slaves of Ar Rahman, imagine, can anyone or anything come between Ar Rahman and his slaves? Any intermediary or any idol or anyone? No, they are always right next to each other. And also from in this worldly life, which is going to be just very 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 small, the relationship of a mother and a child, there cannot be anything that can come between mother and a child. No matter what happens, Allah has put so much love in the heart of a mother for her child, right? Alhamdulillah, barakallahu fiki, Ram. So now let's see if you are able to identify mudaf and mudaf ilayhi in the following words. Okay, so my book. What is another way of writing my book? No, I will. Book of mine, right? Book of mine, right? This is another way of writing it. So in my book, what is going to be mudaf? What are you going to call mudaf? Book is going to be mudaf, and we are going to make book, we are going to highlight it teal. Let's not teal, it is I forgot the color. What color is this? Aqua. This is, I think it's aqua. Okay, so this bluish, oh, turquoise, yeah, that I'm not very good with colors. Thank you. Thank you so much. So it can be turquoise color for our book, and mine we can make it this color. And this time I'm not even going to name the color. Okay. So mine is going to be this color. Okay, that you are seeing here. Okay. So lilac. Okay. Lilac. It's peach. It's more like peach. Lilac is like purplish, right? Isn't it? Okay. So book is going to be mudaf. book is going to be your mudaf and mine is going to be mudaf ilayhi, right? And if I ask you what will be the status of mine here, what will you tell me? It is going to be Jarin status. It is going to be Jarin status. Very, very well done. His judgment. What is going to be, what is going to be Jarin status? What is going to be mudaf? What do you think is going to be mudaf? So I'm going to write it again. Judgment of his, right? And in this case, again, judgment is going to be mudaf and his is going to be mudaf ilayhi, right? Right? And in that case, the status of his is going to be what? What do you think? It's going to be Jarin status. The capital of Pakistan. What is mudaf? Capital. The capital is going to be mudaf and it can be of any status, right? It can be of any status. The only thing is it cannot have al, it cannot be heavy, and Pakistan is going to be Jarin status, right? That's, it is because it is mudaf ilayhi. Our mother. So, mother of ours, right? So, in here, mother is going to be mudaf and can be of any status, but cannot have al, cannot have tanween, right? It has to be light. In case of ours, it can be anything, but you know it is pronoun. It's always going to be proper. It is plural, and the only condition now I have it is now going to be jar. Okay. Strategy. Her strategy. Strategy. So what's going to be mudaf? Strategy is mudaf. Hers is going to be mudaf ilayhi, and strategy cannot have al, cannot have tanween. Her is going to be always jar because it is mudaf ilayhi, and mudaf ilayhi has to be always jar. How many of you are getting this fragment so far? Type 1 if it is clear to all of you. Alhamdulillah. And for those of you who are learning it for the first time, is this clear? Is this easy? Okay. Alhamdulillah. No, the Rabia, look at here. The capital of Pakistan. Now we are going to learn it, how this the is coming there. Okay? How this the came to capital or the judgment. This should be the judgment. Okay? This should be the book. Okay? The mothers. The strategy. Okay? Are you getting it so far? Why I'm putting the before everything now? Why am I making it the proper? Why am I making it proper? Because when my mudaf ilayhi is proper, like ya was proper, right? Mine is a pronoun, his is a pronoun, ours is a pronoun, hers is a pronoun. My mudaf becomes proper, isn't it? If your after off is proper, if your after off is proper, no. Possession does not always have to be proper. No, my dear. Umera, possession is not going to be always proper, right? Remember that. My book is proper because my is a pronoun which made book proper, right? Book of mine. Because mudaf ilayhi was proper. If your mudaf ilayhi is proper, it makes your mudaf proper. This has been, we have been doing it from the very beginning, when I was teaching you proper, that if your after off is proper, your before off also becomes proper. Is everyone with me? Do you get this point? So why did I add the in here? The book of mine, because yeah, my was proper, it's a pronoun. Mine is pronoun, his is pronoun, ours is pronoun, hers is pronoun. The capital of Pakistan, after off, is a proper word. It is ism alam. It is a proper noun, right? It is proper because it is a proper name of a country. Therefore, since Pakistan is proper, capital is going to be proper as well. Is this clear? The capital, where does the come from? This is not coming from al, it is coming from, because mudaf ilayhi, when mudaf ilayhi is proper, your mudaf becomes proper. If you look at the word rub by itself, rub by itself, is it common or proper? If you don't see the context, it is common. Rub is common. It's a common. It can be rub of the house, rub al bayt. Rub is commonly used as a master or a owner, right? So it is a common word. But what made it proper? Why is it proper? Lord of the worlds. Lord of the worlds, right? So here the word after off was proper, al alamina. That is why the rub became proper. If I have not added the on those slides, you can just, for your the master of, you can just, you can say the master of the day of judgment. Okay, I can show you 2021. Oh, I'm going to review them with you yet. Okay. No, we have not covered them, Rukaya. We have not covered them yet. So you are good for now. Okay. So we are covering how your how your after off makes your if your after off is proper, your before off becomes proper. Afshan has a question. Can you please give an example of mudaf ilahi common, so mudaf will also be common? Yes, I can give you the example, um, there are examples even in Quran too. Let me show you here if I find something, but on top of my head, um, no, not that one. Uh-huh. Um, let me let's just make it up. Let's just make something up. Why not? Leaf of a tree. Huh? No, no, it is Sister Bushra, it's going to be proper. Malik is going to be proper because yes, if you just stay up till Maliki Yomi, that is, going to be an example of common mudaf ilahi. But we are going to include the example we are doing, like Maliki Yomi Deen. So it was Ad-Din was also included in that example. So Ad-Din made Yom proper, Yom made Malik proper. Okay, so leaf of a tree, what do you think? Leaf of a tree. It can be any tree and any leaf. So what is your mudaf ilayhi here? Hmm? A leaf of a tree. Hmm? So it's going to be a leaf. I'm not going to make it the leaf of a tree. Is this clear to all of you? Right? Right? I hope. Key of a house, yes. Page of a book. So it can be any book, a page of a book. Or another example is, I'm just cheating from Iram, a leaf of a tree, a key of a house, a page of a book. Yeah. All these, yeah, student of a class. So it can be any student, right? So a child of a mother, right? So it can be any child and any mother, right? We did not specify here, right? Is this clear to all of you now? That sometimes your mudaf ilayhi can be common, right? It does not always has to be proper. It can be common. It can come with a commonness. Mudaf ilayhi can be common. A gem of a person. Very good example, but I hope Allah make me like that. Common, please translate in Arabic common. Common is going to be nakira. Nakira. Common is going to be nakira. Is this clear? What are you talking about these example? Example. Oh, okay. Oh, now this is going to take me some time. So you can say waraqati shajara, shajarati, waraka, warakati, or warakatu shajarati, right? For a leaf of a tree, and for her strategy, I can make it a bad strategy. Kaiduha, kaiduha, umuna, and now capital of what is going to be the term for capital? I don't know. Yeah, so I think that should be yeah, Asima to Pakistan. Okay, that's if that's correct. I don't know what is the capital in Arabic. I don't remember on top of my head. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and Pakistan is going to become Pakistan because there is no pa in Arabic alphabets, right? Right. So for now, I think we should continue, or do you have any more questions? Should we continue? Okay, now I'm going to show you something very. Oh, okay, so our time is up. Jazakallah khair for reminding. Um, what is the literal meaning of idafa? The literal meaning, um, mudaf and it's something that, where, that is, dod ain fa has to do with increase. And this also is usually used in the meaning of, addition or increase as well. So, but what is going to be the literal term that is, that can be used to translate idafa? I can get back to you on that. Okay, inshallah. So, but basically, it literally, I was looking it up, and it literally just means something. It has to do with something with addition or increase. Okay. So with that, I will end the session. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك wa natubu إليك. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. That is, Iram, probably you're talking about, I think, Dod, Ain, Fa. It is, this word has no Ain in it, right? So keep that in mind, inshallah. So, and that is the multiplication. Dod, Ain, Fa has to do with multiplication and, increase as well. So, okay. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. See you all on Saturday, inshallah.